be a bit of a tricky Zerg and looks pretty good at times. And then our match after this is going to be Future taking on SKillous. And you may say, wait a second, is there a European player called Future? No, it's actually the North American aggro guy that is going to be...
Future of Terran, yeah.
Yeah, so should be a great one.
Yeah, definitely. Interested to see how these players work it out. Last time we cast Wayne, who did he match up against? Crap. Who was the player
Harstom,
that...
I want to say.
It was Harstom, that's right. And I do feel like he went a little bit too much with the all-ins against Harstom. Didn't really seem interested in playing a macro game with him. And anyway. Anywho, in the bottom left of Crimson Court here today, it's our blue Terran player. It's Spirit. Love this guy.
And in the top right-hand side of the map, representing Starlight Twinkle, it is Wayne.
Okie doke. So going to be ZVT. I love this matchup so much. It's great.
Yeah. It is
Spirit
the good one.
might make some nukes for us too. Did he just go CC
He
first
did.
on Crimson Court?
That is nuts.
That is a crazy thing to do. But again, Zergs aren't going to drone scout. So guess what? Wayne's not going to find out before it's too late to do anything about it. So this is brilliant. You do, as a Terran player, honestly, I do think you have to mix in a CC first on these maps every once in a while. Because Zerg players aren't going to drone scout you at this level. And if you do it every time, then yes, they'll pull first you every time and come kill you. But the odds of them scouting it in time with an Overlord and being able to do anything about the CC first is basically nothing. There's nothing you can do. So there's no way. Wayne's going to be like, oh, it was a CC first. I'm behind. Crap. And then he's in a lot of trouble is what's going to happen here.
Yeah, he will be in a bit of trouble. Dare I say that this is actually one of the more risky players for Spirit to do this against? Like, if I think of a Zerg's going to pool first, I think, like, I'd put money on it being Wayne. So, very ballsy play by Spirit. However, he should be set up to reap the rewards of this.
Whew. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Wayne, as I said, in that series against Harstom, he was all in after all in after all in. And he was pool first on a couple of those games too. So, 100%. This is a risky player to do it against, but look at Wayne getting an early third base here. He's kind of blind countering the CC first.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, he saw it with the Overlord, and we all know that Zergs can't really punish this if they just Overlord scout it, so all they can do is just macro themselves.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. He got the third base early, which is the general response to a CC first. So it's like, I don't know if it's guessing at this point. It's just deciding. I've watched a bunch of games from Spirit. He does like to do the CC first thing, so I'm just going to go an early third. Assume it's not a proxy, because that'd be pretty ridiculously terrible to deal with. But at this stage, yeah, we're just moving into incredible macro here. Both these players, oh my gosh, going so hard on the macro. That's a third CC at 3 minutes coming in too. I mean, not that that's crazy fast, because like a sub 3 minute third base is actually pretty standard these days. But
yeah,
at the same time, third base coming in, he's already at 31 SCVs, throwing up stim. Like, this is nuts.
This is so greedy by Spirit, by the way, and he's getting away with it because, like, Spirit right now has 6 Marines. Imagine if Wayne was going for, say, a Roachling Flood or something like that. Instead, doubling down with the 3rd command center. But he'll get away with this. So
yeah, 100%. I'm looking at Wayne here. Finally fires up a Roach Warren, so there's some kind of attacking unit he can make here other than Wings. He does love roaches, too. He's a big roach guy.
He is, yeah.
Which is kind of... Gosh dang it. There was a player in GSL recently big on roaches. I think it was Sue. I think some of Sue's matches that I watched in GSL, this recent GSL, he's just like, every game was roaches and rabbiters, and it's like, all right, man. Like,
yeah.
You're good with them, but, you know, if you're known as the roach guy, it's kind of easy to just directly counter, you know?
It's one of the reasons why I'm really excited for Rogue to come back, because he's another big roach Zerg.
100%.
Like, taking down Maru in best of 7s just by roach flooding him most of the games. It's like, alright.
Yeah. Sue was not doing that, unfortunately for Sue. Maybe that's it. Maybe he was inspired by Rogue. He was like, oh, Rogue does this, so can I. I mean, Rogue, I remember correctly, he does like to add in infestors there too. He likes to like fungal ambush players and then hit them with his roach ball.
Yeah, he doesn't just rely on the roaches, that's for sure. And I think that that is an important thing of playing the roach composition. It's like, roaches can be powerful because of how cheap and how fast Zerg can make lots of them. So you can hit timings with remaxes and stuff like that after engagements. In this case, Spirit stims in, grabs a queen, one queen, two queen, third queen retreats, just leaving the roaches to fight by themselves. And Spirit trades out 8 Marines for 3 queens and 2 roaches.
Pretty good trade for Spirit. Getting that queen count down is massive. Really slows the Zerg player down. Creep spread, injects. Yeah, not good. Not good to lose those roaches early. I mean, they're not cheap either. 150 minerals per queen, that adds up. Just being active with a little group here. This isn't a death ball by any stretch, but only 6 minutes into the game. Not going for drops. He sees the roaches. Might want to start adding some marauders into the mix, but he did fire up a tank here, so that could be good too.
Tanks and a bunker going up to the third. Spirit is a player who's definitely died to Zerg roach floods a time or two, and so he is getting ready for this, sieging up his tanks. As long as he keeps producing those and kind of heads off an attack by Wayne, that's going to be very important. And SCV actually out to spot this. Maybe it was going to be building a depot, but it will see this coming ahead of time. That's very important. Still, the numbers are a little scary for the Terran player. 2 tanks, 26 Marines against 25 Roaches, 5 Ravagers. In goes Wayne. The attack is a bit of an anti-timing, though, hitting just before his 1-1 finishes up. It's going to finish up now before he goes in once more. However, he's already eaten a couple of siege tank shots.
Yeah, that's funny. He's like, oh, okay, now it's done. I don't think he wants to go in deep in here anyway. He'll take your supply depots, or maybe not take some tank fire in exchange for those depots at all. Ah, what's that Marine group doing? Trying to drag into the tanks. There we go. Baiting into the tanks here, he decides to go for it. Those Marines engage. Corrosive Vial almost gets one of the tanks here. Finally gets wiped out, but several kills on that siege tank. And Roach blood is all over the ground here, however. There's still a good group. Reinforcements popping on in. Ooh, Corrosive Vials coming in, trying to hit that orbital. Spirit has to lift. More tanks coming in on the high ground.
Yeah, Wayne's Overseer was not with his army in this attack, so he wasn't able to bring down those siege tanks on the high ground that were invaluable for Spirit. And as a result, he was able to force off the third, did some economic damage, but really just in killing those depots and denying the mining. Actual workers killed was only 5 in that attack. Maybe 9 total, but still, I think Wayne would have wanted a little bit more from that.
Absolutely. Okay, so Wayne's expanding out of this. He's not just continuing to fire up roaches and ravagers, getting a baneling nest. Love that. Starting a +1 melee attack here, too. So he's not just going to stick on Roach Ravager forever, which is kind of, it's a recipe for death here. As you get into the super late game, upgrades really don't scale super well for Roach Ravager against Marine Marauder, so we'll see. He's going to, look at that. Yeah, so he's going to see that. Immediately throws up some spores way too late to do anything about this drop. He's like, oh, that's right, drops are a thing. And the spores go down. Stimming on in. A couple of roaches respawn, but that's not really enough. They're just trying to tank some damage so drones don't take it. Drop up the right side. Might get some work here too. Reinforcing units do shove it away. A couple drones died. Nothing too catastrophic here. And then dropping into the third base down here, forcing Wayne to micro on 2 fronts.
Oh,
He's
man.
doing it a little bit, but the drone pull's too late. He reinforces over there, but doesn't get the drones out in time. 17 drones died. It's now 70 to 65 workers in favor of Wayne, but mules will help that for Spirit for sure. And Spirit says, good enough, and falls back for now.
Yeah, you kind of can't help but wonder if Wayne would be better off if he was going for those infestors, like you talked about that Rogue does. And so it's a rough spot. Spirit's hitting his groove, starting to drop all over the place, goes in, pulls out. There's no consequence with just roaches and ravagers, so
yeah, just roaches and ravagers aren't quite fast enough to be where you want to be to deal with this stuff. Spirit says, okay, I hit him economically. Let's move out. We got tanks. I'm continuing to produce tanks here. Crucibles are a bit of an answer to tanks, just because tanks can't move. But, I don't know. We'll have to see if this works out. Good tank positioning here on this low ground onto the high ground with the Vespene gas.
Crimson
This has been a very popular move, yeah, certainly for Terrans ever since this map was introduced. Is he going to siege up there? Or does siege up one tank there and then decides to push on up this ramp? Nice dodge on the Crucible. Not that it's all that difficult, but still.
Okay, there's the Vipers.
Blinding Clouded and Banelings. Hard to target fire those Banelings when you're blinding Clouded. Wow, that was a great engagement for Wayne. However, a bunch of Marines still remain. The Ravagers are taking hits, dropping the main base. Probably get cleaned up by those Roaches. Ravagers dying. Drones trying to fight here. 2 siege tanks problematic. Army value 81 to 50 in favor of Spirit. Siege tanks counting. Macro coming up the other side. I'm not sure if there's enough here from Wayne to survive the rest of this.
Yeah, that tank line was just a little bit too deep for Spirit. His upgrades have been really good with the 2-2 versus the 1-2 there were significant. The Roaches just didn't deal that much damage. Now we see an abduct on a tank, but a base has gone down. Actually, 2 bases have gone down for Wayne.
Wow, did he do that from the tank from the low ground? GG. Who the heck killed that? I'm going to go look real quick. But yeah, GG. Spirit takes game number 1. I'm just going to... Where'd that hatch go? Oh, no, okay. So he had tanks on the low ground, and he had some Marines and Marauders. He dropped on the high ground there to hit it, too. But yeah, there were like 2 tanks firing on that hatchery for a while. Good stuff. Great game 1 there. So, yep, Spirit, good harassment. Just played a pretty good TVZ. Got that CC first. Was really never in a much of a pickle economically. Did have to lift his 3rd base temporarily, but really not for that long. Didn't lose that many SCVs in the process. And then he was able to get enough damage on the drops, on the little pushes, to slow the Zerg player down enough that his eventual push was enough to get the win. So, just played that well. Really nicely done. So we're going to be on post-youth here for the next match. It's a weird map. I feel like this one's vetoed a lot in professional tournaments. We don't see a ton of games on post-youth, but we're game number 2. We're here.
This one was actually Vanya's map pick. Pardon me, not Vanya. Wayne's map pick.
All right. Fair enough. Like, I like having a gold in my base. So sue me. All right, man.
Yeah, which is funny because it's kind of the thing that you're like, oh, Terran would love this to go for that fast command center, but apparently...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, good point, because CC first is better for Terran than Hatch first is for Zerg, because it's normal. All right, Wayne, what's your plan here today? I'm curious. You wanted this map. What you're going to do? Bottom left. Looking good. Up 1-0. Spirit.
And in the top right, representing Starlight Twinkle, it's Wayne. You saying curious makes me remember the Zerg player Curious. It's been a while since I thought about him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've heard that name in a long time.
No, it's been a long time. He retired in what, like 2015, 2016?
Early Legacy of the Void days, wow.
Yeah. I think he had like one decent result. Like won a DreamHack, I think. Got a top 8 in GSL, and then it was like, that's good enough for me.
Wow. You won a DreamHack?
Yeah. That was after like, I think he was going into the army or something. That was after like 10 years of playing though. Oh. Yeah, so unsurprisingly, the player that picked this map, the one making use of the base inside the main, and it was actually Wayne when this map pool first came out that just ignored the space in that one series we had.
Yeah, he did, and we were like, what's going on?
So he's learned about that. Now we've got Spirit, though, actually going for a 2-racks opening, so watching those Korean Terrans and gonna be going for Reapers.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. 2 racks Reaper here. Pretty good map for it. Not that there are any maps that are amazing for Reapers these days, but... Oh, All right, we'll see. We'll see if Wayne can handle this. Again, going hatch first against two Rex Reapers, not the end of the world. Never is. This is a fairly standard opening for players like Bjorn. We've seen Maro do it a whole bunch too. You go for the 2 racks, you make the Reapers, and it's not necessarily an all-in, right? You can expand behind this, but it's just a little bit more Reaper pressure than you will see normally. But we'll see if that CC goes down or if this is just going to be 2 racks Reaper all day.
No, there's the CC. Yeah, this is...
There we go.
This is the strength of Terran that's really been highlighted by pro players in recent times. Just how transferable Terran is from whether it be a proxy Marine racks, multiple Reaper opening. You can always throw up a command center and then a third shortly after it, and then just be in a fine macro position. All the while, possibly canceling the Zerg's third, which is something that has been happening in a lot of games.
Man, with Reapers, that hurts, man. As a Zerg player, you're just gotta like, what? How is this canceled with Reapers? It shouldn't be. It feels wrong just because they do so little damage to buildings. Oh, these queens are marching out. I think they are going to save it here.
Yeah,
they
good
are
grenades
fast
could
enough.
allow it.
Slow Lings jumping. No, there's not enough.
Oh, the
Lings
Reaper
are...
micro gets messed up by Spirit, and he does actually lose one. That's a big mistake, and more Lings are coming in from behind. He could have been
losing
kiting
a
those...
Reaper to slow Lings is embarrassing. Ooh, nice catch on the tumor.
He could have been kiting those Lings all day. Instead, he just backed into a corner. The pathing got the best of him. And as a result, losing one of those Lings definitely hurts. Now, Wayne has got a high number of Lings. Losing one of those Reapers hurts Spirit. Wayne's got a high number of Lings now. And he's going to have speed in about 5 seconds. So Spirit's all of a sudden going to be glad that this is post-youth and that he can indeed just hang out on 2 bases safely.
Yeah, definitely. Look at this. Hardwalled, 2 bases rolling. All those Lings that are made are just like, we wish we were drones. Man.
Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's just too many Lings. I mean, I know he made them to try to deal with the Reapers, but I don't think he needed to make this many Zerglings, and getting any kind of a counterattack with him on this map is impossible. Yeah, no. Too smart. Too smart. Unless you left the door open. No, the Lings didn't want it, though.
I think that's the right call. The Reapers could have cleaned them up. And, yeah, Wayne has to make more Lings now because Spirit's transitioning into Hellions behind this, which is actually super duper scary.
Yeah, I don't like this. Firing up 30 Zerglings in a Baneling nest. You're going to try to Baneling bust this map? I don't think that gets the Falcon stamp of approval.
Is it just defensive? Or
slow Banelings aren't defensive against Hellions. It doesn't help unless the Hellions hold perfectly still. Which I don't think Spirit's going to do.
Yeah, you are right. This is a Baneling bust.
Yeah, there we go.
Hello, 2013.
I mean, not wrong at all. There was a time back in Wings of Liberty, I just Baneling busted every TVZ I ever matched up with.
It worked, and then eventually Terrans learned how to wall.
Yeah, exactly. Man, it got so common that Terrans were just like blindly firing up like extra barracks behind their wall. They were just going crazy with it. It was funny.
That was definitely one of the more fun things to learn as Terran, when you'd scout a Zerg Baneling busting you and you're like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah,
all right. Throw everything,
wall,
including the kitchen sink at the wall. We see Wayne attempting to go for a big wraparound Reaper grenade, bounces some of the Lings, however. There's the attack on the other side, and there is not a lot at home for Spirit. In come the Banelings. That reactor will be the target, so it can hit the depot. However, the Banelings have to be let by. There's the explosion and a supply block Spirit. Banelings and Lings running on in. Good targeting on the Banelings by Spirit. He's still going to lose some SCVs.
Definitely. Hellbats transform, sit in that mineral line, say, come on in, the water's great, but over here there are no Hellbats at that second base. But trying to get the Hellbats to the position, they're slow, but the medevac actually allowing them to get to the position a little bit earlier. Spirits come all the way home to deal with this. There's a lift on the third base. The Hellbats are going to clean this up, but 14 SCVs died. However, it's still about 40 to 40 workers because Wayne is all in, man.
This is so goofy by Wayne. He's just got the slow Banes. He's waddling. Spirit's going to try and target them down, and this is just like Marine Split challenge for the Terran. The Lings are running on in. 1 or 2 Banelings will hit Hellbats. However, there's simply so many Lings. They are actually cleaning up the Hellbats. They're forcing a liftoff at the 3rd, but Wayne is not going to break this location.
No, Wayne is droning behind this, so not an all-in. He fired up a layer. He's firing up like 15 drones to get a nice worker advantage. But the big deal is the 3rd base stays alive for Spirit. He's muling at that thing. There's a drone down here, which seems like a bad rally of some kind. You know,
there's multiple drones.
That is wow.
That is a mistake.
Hurts.
That's for sure. And you are right about what's going on Wayne's side of the map. Like, just getting up his Evo chambers, whereas Spirit has already got 1-1 researching. That's going to be such a nasty timing by Spirit down the line. Wayne needs to fire up Baneling speed, like, right now.
Yesterday. And there it is. He does fire it up. Nicely done. Okay. So I like it, man. 71 to 54 workers. He did hurt Spirit enough that he's not feeling that comfortable about moving out. He's trying to stabilize, so droning now is a brilliant idea. However, we got Hellbats, we got Widow Mines, we're adding Marauders into the composition here too. Banelings do bonus damage versus all of that stuff. They're great against Marines, Hellbats, and Widow Mines, but you got to get close enough to hit them is the larger problem, especially with that Widow Mine firing.
Yeah, Spirit's production did actually get delayed quite a bit in that, which I guess is something that I didn't highlight too much. Like, he just got reactors on those extra racks he has. That is... I'm not sure exactly what the timing's supposed to be on that, but I'm pretty sure that's late. As a result, he doesn't have that many units to attack with right now.
Interesting. All right, so he's pushing up. Here we go. Baneling's speed is done in 6 seconds. They will be involved here, but not quite yet. Banelings do... I don't know what they're trying to do. Hit the Hellbats. All right, fine. They don't want to hit the Hellbats. They want to get the Marines more than anything else. That's actually really good. Widow. Oh, I was going to say Link.
Oh, there's another mine in there, too.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
He almost got it. It had like 2 HP and it fired on his Banes.
That was a terrible trade for Wayne, and all of a sudden now Spirit can keep this push going. Wayne panicking, morphing more Banelings. He's got his 1-1 about 5 seconds away at this point, but Widow Mines are setting up in the faces of these Queens. They're going to get shots off. The Overseer is there to reveal the mines. However, Wayne has got 1 chance to defend this as this wave of Banelings finishes up, and I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
Yeah, splits are good here.
Yeah.
From Spirit, but sometimes splitting isn't enough if you run out of space. Nice. 2 Widow Mines get wiped out by a couple Banes. That's probably a fair trade there. Wayne is just barely holding here.
Yeah, that was a lot of Lings he traded out in that engagement there, though. So he's going to have to remax or try and get out whatever he can. The problem is he's falling in supply. Banelings just started morphing once again in Spirit, not easing off on the gas, able to close it out.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, he just, yeah, it is, I don't know, might have droned a little bit too hard there. Might have just overestimated how much time he had before Spirit was going to show up. That is a tricky thing on that map. It's not a big rush distance. Getting across there was pretty quick for Spirit. The Hellbats are slow, but he put them in medevac, so they were fast. Everything showed up there a little bit quicker. That centrifugal hooks wasn't done quite yet. That +1 attack wasn't quite done yet. All the things that he would have liked to have when the attack arrived. So at the end of the day, we're looking at a 2-0 start here from Spirit. Looking good. He's been grinding, man. He's been fighting hard. And we'll see if Wayne can force a game 4 here on Site Delta, but so far, so good.
Yeah, it has been looking pretty good for Spirit, and it's not like Wayne hasn't had a chance in those games. Like, those games definitely could have gone his way. Unfortunately, just, yeah, that one engagement, like, needed to be a little bit better. The Widow Mines getting the big connections prevented the total wipe, and as a result, Spirit was able to kill him there.
Yep.
Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in.
Yeah, thanks for being here on a Saturday. Always good to have a nice kind of earlier in the day event for us, at least in North America and in Europe. So happy Soup Day, and let's get started on Site Delta.
Yeah, happy Canada Day this long weekend to any fellow Canadians tuning in.
Oh, it's Canada Day.
It
Nice.
is.
Happy
And I
Canada
guess
Day,
you
sir.
guys got July 4th coming up soon too.
We sure do.
Is that like a Thursday this year?
It is, yes. So most people are taking the Friday off too. If they can.
All right, in the bottom right, we have got Navi Spirit.
And in the top left, he's blue, looking sharp. It's Wayne. All right, Site Delta, probably the most standard of any of the maps in the current map pool. Like, you look at it, the placement of the bases all makes sense. You got the corners, you got the easy third. I mean, relatively easy third for these days. And everything's
Yeah.
just okay. There's no weird quirks you necessarily have to deal with.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for
Yeah.
Spirit, for both players. Last map was Wayne's pick, so this one is Spirit's map pick. And that's understandable. You can play late game Terran on a map like this, like Spirit likes to
You
do.
sure can. Yeah, he does. He loves his ghosts. He loves his nukes. He's probably the guy that nukes the most, I'd say, in the current Starcraft scene.
Yeah. It is good to see from Spirit, though, that he isn't just dragging out the games and making them go 20, 30 minutes where he gets the guaranteed win with his late game play. It's that he's realizing there's timing attacks he can hit to kill Wayne. And so, looking pretty well-rounded today.
Absolutely. And I mean, you can't just be the guy that does the thing, you know? You can't be the guy that always goes late game. You have to be able to win earlier than that. You have to be able to mix in different play styles into how you do this if you want to be one of the great players, right? You can definitely kind of be the guy who does the thing and still be a really, really good player. But once you want to get up to the top of the leaderboards and the top of the rankings on a Ligulac, you have to be able to do everything. You cannot have weaknesses in your game. So the fact that he's able to get out there and win these things early when, you know, he's really comfortable going late with it is a good sign for him. Yeah, and he's been playing so well, too. Is that double command center for Spirit?
Yes, it is.
Beautiful. All right, so there's that sub 3 minute third base that I think Maru started doing. Everybody was like, you know what? This is really good against Zergs, or can't do much about this. Yeah, this is the one thing you can do every game, and I'm just not sure how the Zerg player handles it. I mean, you do want to scout, right? You want to scout some kind of like a two-base Ravager play. Isn't that Overlord totally sucks?
Oh, Ling's coming on in.
Save him! Save the Overlord!
Like,
oh my gosh!
No,
Yeah,
the balloon
that's
survives.
Incredible. 11 hit points on that guy.
Yeah, that is really nice for Wayne.
Good man, Terry. But I was just saying, so here's the trick. You, as a Zerg player, if you see the fast third CC, you can be like, all right, I can do like a 2.5 base Roach Ravager all in, get in there, really punish this greed. But if the Terran player makes a Banshee, they're kind of fine. So I'm just not sure if there's an answer to this at all from the Zerg perspective. I haven't seen any Zergs do anything to deal with this other than maybe take a faster fourth. I'm not sure if there's any way to get in here and end it early if you see that fast third CC.
I mean, the timing attacks definitely can work out. But, yeah, they're not guaranteed, that's for sure. We do have Wayne just macroing up, getting out more queens, lots of drones. We'll see if he can cover this map with creep. Not let Spirit deny too much of it. Interestingly enough, Spirit went for just 2 Hellions. He's already lost his Reaper. Having the Hellions will be nice to keep tabs on the Zerg, poking in, deny the odd tumor here and there, but then also see if that Zerg starts pumping out roaches. You get a bit more forewarning.
Yeah, I mean, information is key. It's everything in a lot of competitive games, man. But especially in Starcraft, if you know what your opponent's trying to do, then suddenly, ta-da, your ability of dealing with it just went up about 87%. So good with the queens, with the creep spread here. Baneling Nest about halfway complete. Slayer coming in here too, got 50% on that one. Stim finishes from Wayne, or from Spirit. He lands his third base. And we are just casually enjoying Site Delta. There's beaches, there's palm trees, there's grass. It's beautiful here. Enjoy the sights before everybody starts dying. That's what I say. Looks like sand. Right? Kind of looks like sand. It's weird though. Like
space sand.
Yeah.
It's like moon sand.
Yeah, yeah. All right, die, creep tumors, die, says Spirit. This is good, man. I haven't seen, at the GSL even, I haven't seen a ton of creep tumor clearing from Terrans lately, but this is less clearing creep and more you should just die. So Hellbat Marines are here. Queen's fighting, Ling's in, Baneling's not ready yet.
Terrans have got a little lazy with their creep clearing and are like, I can just kill the Zerg instead. And that is exactly what Spirit is doing here. The Marines have completely avoided the Banelings. Drones are retreating through Hellbat Flames. And this is underwhelming as Spirit takes the clean 3-0. GG.
Yeah, that was just a lack of information. Didn't quite see the attack coming in time. Therefore, the Banelings weren't ready. And didn't quite have enough queens to handle that attack. You can deal with that kind of a Marine Firebat thing with just queens and lings, but you gotta have a bunch of queens. And he had like 4, and it wasn't enough. So GG, that's a 3-0 out of Spirit. Looking pretty good too. Getting these wins fairly quickly. Some good timing attacks in there. Wayne wasn't quite ready, especially for that last one. And we're going to move on into our second best of 5 today. But we're going to take a quick break, get resituated here, and see if the players are ready to go for that one. So anyway.
Yeah, we'll have a quick break, get our players ready, and then, yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Couple minutes.
Yeah, be right back.
Okay, we are muted.
All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it is time for our second best of 5 of the day, a cross-continental match. It's going to be SKillous taking on Future, EU versus NA. So, hooray for having an American in one of these.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Future of Terran, he busted onto the scene. People were excited about him. And we'll see what he's got for us here today in the bottom right of Oceanborn. It's the yellow Terran player, Future. I don't see yellow very much.
No. And in the top left, representing Team Liquid, it's SKillous. Future is on Team Matcherino, by the way. We're a team sponsored by Matcherino, so make sure to hit up that Matcherino, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, let me see if they fixed their Twitter integration yet. Last time we did this, they hadn't.
So,
oh, they did! Hooray!
This is what I expected from a Future versus SKillous best of 5 to start things off.
Yeah, good. Man, I haven't seen a proxy forever. I don't know what it is. Is it falling out of favor? There hasn't been a ton. Like, I don't think I've seen a single one in GSL.
Yeah, they really have fallen out of favor. And so it's great to see that Future's going for this. He is really an aggressive Terran. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, 100%. I need to watch more Home Story Cup. You know, Home Story Cup 25 finished up?
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the lineup.
More of those games. Yeah, lineup wasn't incredible.
Okay, Future going double gas behind this, so he'll be able to build that factory at home. No, wait, pardon me, never mind. Factory out on the map.
Never assume with Future.
Always double down. That's never take Future to a casino, as he will put it all on black again and again.
Yep. All right, man. So early Reaper shows up. SKillous is like, wait, this is early, bad. Probes pull. God, nothing more terrible, especially as a Protoss player, than when a Reaper shows up and you don't have anything for it but probes.
Yeah, the scout timing has been literally the worst it could possibly be for SKillous. He sent the probe all over the map, never to check Future's base, so he never saw that the factory wasn't building on Future's side of the map, and as a result, he is wholly unprepared for what's going to be coming his way, I feel, and Future is going for a classic siege tank, multiple marine push. Starport is going to be up too, so he can make a Medivac, Liberator, or Viking to support this. What a ride we're on.
Yeah, Reaper dies, but really took the attention of SKillous for a good couple of minutes there. And yeah, here we go. Marines, siege tanks being produced. Starport finishes, Medivac immediately, as predicted. And here it comes. Let's see if Skillet can hold on here. He's getting a Robo. I don't know if that's for like an Immortal. What do you think he's doing with that Robo? Mixing obs.
Oh, here we go.
Help.
Here come the boys.
Okay.
And once again, SKillous hit his probe, so he's not going to see the boys coming with this either. Now, the Stalker can micro against the tank and Marines. Until that Medivac is out to support the Marines, it will actually go okay for the Protoss. Once the Medivac's out, the Terran can skirmish much, much more. Now the tank inching forward, a couple more Marines joining us. That SCV does go down, however, there's like 7 more crossing the map for Future, so not too big of a deal.
Ooh, does that pylon deep power the shield battery? It does, but he's got a secondary pylon coming up, and his shield battery overcharges to keep the pylon alive. So he wants 2 here, which is probably a smart idea.
That's an early pop, though, on the battery overcharge. So SKillous is just going to try and engage with this. The Immortal now joining the fight, however, that battery overcharge is gone, so when these units take damage, they are in trouble. There's a handful of Marines left to help buffer for this. The tanks and the Marines trying to target down the Immortal. Looks like the Immortal will go down. There's 1 Stalker left. It does not finish off the tank. There's an SCV building a bunker. It can repair that tank after, and a Viking on the ground deals so much damage to Stalkers.
Yeah, sure does. Double shield battery here, but energy levels are not good on those. They have been drained already. 2 Stalkers, probes, trying to fight it. Siege tank sieges up. Another Immortal comes down that ramp, snipes the tank, and then falls back a little bit. This is looking tough. Viking getting, oh my gosh, the medevac micro on that Viking is incredible.
Yeah, keeping the tank and the Viking alive is so good. The SCV is repairing the medevac, not the Viking, not the tank, and so SKillous actually holds on long enough to get another battery overcharge done, so the Marines have to unload inside that bunker. The SCV gets targeted down, however, and as a result, Future is in hot water with a failed push, it looks like.
Yeah, this Immortal's a veteran of the wars, man. 4 kills, and I think 2 of those are siege tanks. Doing great. No HP left. Shield battery heals it up again. Shield battery, great unit. The only reason that SKillous is alive here is because of shield batteries. And Future continuing to push here.
Yeah, there's 2 Immortals out for the Protoss, though. I believe this has been a hold by SKillous. Well done.
Yeah. GG. GG SKillous gets the win there, holding against a very, very aggressive Future. Excellent, excellent, excellent showing. So let's hop on over. Yep, we're going to game 2 this thing.
Yeah, game 2 will be on Dynasty on the North American server, for those of you wondering how we were doing that.
Yep, just going to take a second to flip over. Starcraft makes it easy, which is nice.
It does. Blizzard did implement some very key features before they abandoned this game.
Ha! Certainly did. Yeah, I was curious to see if Microsoft is going to make any kind of announcements what they're doing with Blizzard properties, but I don't know. They took over, and it's been very, very quiet from them.
Yeah, the routing is weird. Looks like the ping for the... SKillous was saying that there's no more Eastern United States server. My ping is actually higher to Central than it is to Eastern US. Like, my ping's 5 higher for Eastern US than it is for Western. So I guess I'll just queue up on Central.
Sure. Sure, that'll be fine. Man, all right. So yeah, we're going to be on Dynasty or Dynasty if you're pronouncing it because you're British. Beautiful map. I like Dynasty quite a bit. I like the color choices here. Obviously, a lot of orange. Nice complementary with the blue on those mineral fields that are all over the place on every map. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. SKillous and Future say let's rock. Game numero 2 on Dynasty. Yeah, just chatting a little bit with the players about how weird that ping is, but we're ready to go now. Hopping on in.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Anyway, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to the SOOP Starcraft Global number 2.
Number 2.
Definitely not our second event overall, though.
No. Not even close. So top right of Dynasty with the Brood War Nexus skin and red is SKillous.
And in the bottom left, but still in the yellow trunks, it's Future.
Excellent. All right. So this time, Future, no proxies. At least not to start off with. He could definitely proxy a Stargate or a Starport or something later. But so far, just hanging out inside his base. No scouting, no anything. Just casually playing it. Barracks coming up top of the ramp. Gateway coming up inside the main base. First SKillous. Gas timing says probably Reaper. Checking for proxies is SKillous. It's like, yeah, I held the proxy last game, but it wasn't fun. So let's make sure we can find the proxy if there is one.
Yeah, Future not proxying on his home server makes more sense, I think. as when you've got the ping advantage, you're more likely to want to roll the dice, whereas when the ping is on your side, you're more happy to macro.
Indeed. We actually are getting a Reaper here. Not very popular in TVP these days, just because it's hard to get a kill with it. But as far as scouting purposes go, it's always nice to have that information. This probe is being sneaky. Maybe just running in a way that the Reaper's not going to chase it down, because Reaper wants to get across the map ASAP. Yeah, I don't know. Probe could get a pylon down over there. Wouldn't be too shocked by that. Maybe a Stargate, or maybe just going in for round 2 of scouting. Seems reasonable. Get in. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
get in.
Future
get
not
in.
paying attention.
Oh, Future. Oh, perfect. Scout, he's like, oh, let's check the back door.
Oh, cool gold
Back
base.
Hey, look at that. I'll send some stalkers down ASAP. How's that sound? Bad, says Future. Don't like that at all.
The probe's like, wait a second. You're not reacting here.
Oh, man. Future, what is going on? Let the probe in? Let him delay your second base like this? I mean, probe's going to die, but...
Almost gets CSCV.
That would have been the greatest probe of all time.
And the delay was still very significant on that command center.
Yeah,
not just
certainly.
a regular command center being delayed, that's a gold being delayed.
It is. So Reaper goes down. Stargate finishes warping in. Bit of a Widowmine drop in the plan here from Future, too, with the Medivacs and the Widowmines being produced. Second one in production. Probably a bit of an earlier timing on that Widowmine drop than we normally see. But that's the thing about Widowmine drops is there's no standard timing for it. You can show up with a couple. You can show up with 4. You can show up with 8. You can show up with a couple Marines and a couple Widowmines. It's really weird to deal with as a Protoss. Maybe one of their least favorite things to have to try to figure out. And all right, I think that Adept's heading down to harass that mineral line from the other side of the minerals.
Yeah, is SKillous just going to counter this with a fast third? Or try to, anyway? That seems risky.
Yeah.
As he's going into Stargate tech, so that'll be really good for defending that Widowmine drop, as you mentioned. However, when it comes to defending against, say, a stimmed bio timing or a bio tank push later on, that is not the greatest. As Future is going to be able to make a lot of stuff off the back of this gold base.
There we go. What gold base, LaughNgamez?
The one that he did not defend very well.
No. He does finally send over his entire Marine contingent and a siege tank to shut this down. There we go. Oh, but gonna lose an SCV in the process. Almost lost another one. But 3 volleys to take an SCV down, not just 2. Hellion getting a nice little probe kill up over this way. Nice, nice. Phoenix are like, get over here. Oh, lift and kill you, sir. There it is. There's a lift and kill. Charge getting fired up here from SKillous too. Dude, lifting that tank?
Yeah.
Marine camp might be a little bit too risky for that, though.
I don't know. There's only 7 Marines there. You could be onto something with that. Yeah, if he lifts the tank, moves in with the Adepts.
I don't think he likes it. Yeah.
He's scared.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a Viking out in response to the Phoenix. Nicely done. Okay. So Phoenix don't really do anything. They killed a Hellion out of the middle of the map, but they're not harassing at all because they can't. Too much anti-air running around. Turret would be nice, but I'm not sure that Future can afford it, and I'm not sure he wants to sacrifice anything else for it is more likely the problem.
Yeah, I think we should be seeing a 4th and 5th racks going up from Spirits sometime soon.
Yeah, that gold base does start stacking up those minerals. As he is, yeah, he's moving up into, 300, 400 minerals here. Either he wants to take another base, or yeah, he does need to throw down those racks. It is decision time right now.
Yeah, starting those racks earlier I think would have been really important so he could maximize what he's doing with that gold base, although he's the pro gamer, I'm not. So maybe Future is just going to hit a nice timing with these 3 racks, spending all his extra money on Vikings and siege tanks. And that seems to be looking pretty darn good. 'Cause he's coming out with 56 supply against 32.
All right, man. Here comes the push. Adepts are like, can we get some more SCV kills over here if you're bringing your tanks across the map? And the answer is yes. You can get some more SCV kills.
Okay, no
All
Colossus, no AoE of any kind for the Protoss. He's got a nice Guardian Shield to help these Zealots. However, a beautiful choke point by Future using the Protoss' own base against him. However, Zealots warp on top of those Marines, and Future lifts up as he's forced out. He's got to unload at the third, abandon ship before the Phoenix shoot those all down for nothing. And now Future is going to be in a bit of a rough spot, losing everything in that attack. And
wow, that was incredibly well done by SKillous. I was like, oh, no splash damage, you dead. Nope. Charge lots, man.
Yeah, that fight occurred prior to +1 being done for the Terran. So the Guardian Shield with the lack of +1 meant those Zealots did not die. And it looked like a good opportunity for your Future, but apparently that was a poison pill.
Another anti-timing today. Second one we've seen.
It's true, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I thought for sure those Marines get in there, in that position, and there's just no way the Zealots can get the surround they need on them. But no, just warp Zealots in on top of them, pop the Guardian Shield, and that was enough. Those two things combined with the Phoenix shooting down the Medivacs, that was super great too. I mean, absolutely a disgusting hold again from SKillous, who is just holding so well today. That's 2 games in a row where Future shows up with a really scary attack that I thought the Protoss was going to die to, and then nope. SKillous is just like, no, I got this. No panic. It's going to engage properly, and we'll get the win in the end.
Okay. Both players are ready, and we're going to have to see a reverse sweep from Future if he wants to do well in the SOOP Global event. He's played in a couple of Freaker Worlds in the past. It's been quite some time, though.
Yeah, it's always good to see people back to the Africa SOOP events.
All right, and here we have in the top right, on a team supported by Maturino, it's Future.
And in the top left of Ghost River, it's SKillous. Yeah, so basically 2 games in a row that SKillous has won the game on defense rather than on offense. He really hasn't had to make any kind of an attack against Future today at all, which is weird. But,
yeah.
With an aggressive Terran, that's more likely than not.
It's been a couple of little things too, like the denied mining time from those adepts early in the game, that probe getting in, so it was able to actually delay the gold base a little bit. Hitting the anti-timing with that +1 from Future.
Yeah, just brutal.
Okay, this game he's changing it up, going for a command center first. SKillous, though, not messing around, goes for a probe across the map immediately. So Future may have to pull like 2 SCVs to deal with this probe, because command center is going to take a while to build.
Yeah, certainly. It's nowhere near complete.
Probe runs, SKillous is like, I want to fight.
Zap.
What a
worker
nuisance.
Fights. Yeah. Tale's old as time, though, man. Probe harassment has been going on for nigh 25 years now. All right. Hunt.
What's your thought, I don't know if you've looked at it at all, at that new RTS? And
Which
I'm not
one
talking about
would be
the
my
new
question?
RTS, I'm talking about the new RTS. No, not that one. No, the new RTS.
Yeah, people are trying. Certainly are. Yeah, which one?
Battle Aces, the
Oh, I
David
did
Kim one.
see Tasteless did have a.
It's a good time to be an SC2 content creator because you're just collecting money, playing new video games.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing about that one really super appealed to me. But I guess the beta's out.
Yeah, I honestly just watched like a little bit of it. I didn't play it at all. Played a little bit of Stormgate and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
It's just, I think Battle Aces is at least the most unique out of all the new ones in that the game time is really short.
Okay.
It seems like most of the games are like 5 minutes or something.
Okay.
It could
That's
be
kind of its thing.
Mhm, I could be wrong on that, but honestly, as far as modern game design goes, with how everything is shorter and more instant gratification of game design,
Yeah.
I think that that's from a game designer perspective. If you're gonna try and make a popular RTS, that's probably the way to go about it.
And the very, very animated style here,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, man, I just want a new RTS with like Starcraft graphics, like the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
instead of the bright colors.
The shiny ones.
Yeah.
All right. So Warp Prism is sharking around a bit here on Future. Trying to be a nuisance, absolutely. Reinforcing at the front, too, always good. Twilight Council finishing up here from SKillous. Immediately fires up Charge. He's like, you know what was good in that last game? Those charge lots. Let's get some more of those.
Yeah, I honestly like this decision and the build order from Future. SKillous is being a pain in the butt with his
Oh my gosh.
Prism Micro. Actually, killing a Marauder is very significant. Really significant. However, like, Futures is going 3 racks this game against a Protoss who's committed to 2-base charge lot Immortal. Now, that's something that 3 racks is pretty darn good against, I think.
Absolutely. Just the sheer number of units you can pop out of that 3 racks. It's a big freaking deal. 2 Marauders at a time, 2 Marines at a time, Stims coming in. I mean, this is just a giant fist that's being produced by Future, ready to punch Skillous with it. And Skillous, I don't know if he's going to have the ability to withstand it.
Like, once the Medivacs are out and the bio has the sustain, this Prism Micro isn't going to do anything. And... alright, there we see it. Looks like one Marauder almost gets picked off, however it stays alive. Can it live to see a Medivac heal it up? Potentially. We see some of the bio for Future moving out. He wants that Prism badly. He salvages his bunker. He's just getting ready to go on the attack. If he gets the Prism, that would be huge, because the counterattack with Zealots, with charge lots potentially, could be what saves this game for Skillous. A backstab.
Yeah. He's... no, he decides not to go for the backstab. He's like, I need this at home.
Oh man, this is so much Terran coming in. There's 3 Immortals up that ramp. Future gonna have
That's
to take
pretty scary.
the long way around, I think, but there's no third up for the Protoss yet either. And this is where you gotta be a mature Terran and say, you don't have a third, so I don't need to kill you yet.
And it's going to be hard anyway. Force
Oh,
fields come
man.
up. 3 units are free.
It is a
Ooh,
middle of the
another
map
force
fight,
field.
though.
Yeah. Guardian shield popped is nice. Future is going to fall back. He does not like what he sees there at all. Yeah, no shield battery for the Protoss makes it a little bit harder than you'd like.
Yeah, this is so funny that they're both like 2 basing it. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, 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 no. Future
Guardian
loads up at the worst
shield.
possible moment, has a boatload of his units caught, so he's only fighting with half of his army, it seems.
Widowmine gets a nice chunk off there. More Widowmines out the front here. And, no, they take down a sentry. They hit the Immortal, trying to save the sentry by pulling it at the back here. Army value is 47 to 53, very close.
Oh,
Getting some
that
hits
command
off on
center's
that.
got a lift.
Yeah, no, it's dead. It's gonna burn down. No, the repair! The
Oh my
repair
gosh.
is so big on that CC. The concave big. SCDs are starting to fall here. Immortal Micro warping in Stalkers and Zealots at the front.
Yes.
It's a desperate hold, but I don't know. Charge lots on top of your Marauders. GG, SKillous.
That was just
wow.
a huge mistake by Future.
That pickup?
Yeah. Like, that was the Terran's game to lose, and he lost it.
Yeah, good read, recognizing the 3 racks 2 base timing there, coming in at him for SKillous, and then he just doesn't expand, makes a bunch of Immortals, Sentries, gets charge lots. Absolutely fantastic, showing the counterattack is great. SKillous makes Future makes one mistake, and SKillous pounces on it.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in theory, a 2-base Protoss should not be able to kill a 2-base Terran in most cases. That liftoff was the worst possible start to an engagement ever.
Yeah. I don't think he thought that SKillous was chasing him. I thought he thought SKillous was just gonna go home, take his third, we'll do this later. No! SKillous was not interested in going home. That was awesome. All right, so we've got our best of 7 finals here. Spirit versus SKillous. Going to be a ton of fun. Both these players look like they are on top of their game today. So we're going to do some vetoes here. We'll take a bit of a break, and we'll be right back.
Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. We'll be back in a minute. We are... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that ping, ping, ping means we are heading on in to our finals match. It's going to be Spirit taking on SKillous in a best of 7, and we know it's going to be a good one, as these guys have played each other 1,000 times, it seems.
Seriously, non-stop it feels like. So they know each other's tendencies. Let's see who's going to come out on top here. Top left of Ghost River for game number 1. It is Spirit.
And in the upper right-hand side of the map, Ghost River got me. It's Liquid SKillous.
Ghost River gets me all the time, too. Your brain's just like, wait, what?
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 This map is Spirit's map pick. We have a less common map format for our best of 7s here on Africa. Well, on SOOP, pardon me. We go with loser map pick. So whoever loses this match will be the one to pick the next map. They each had 1 veto, so they don't have to play their absolute least favorite map, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, simple enough.
And these two, like, they play each other so much as, like, they're very similar tier of players, so they're often playing for, like, 7th or 8th or 5th or 6th in a tournament, or, like, in EPT or something like that. And so, yeah, it should be a very even match. Double gas opening from Spirit. SKillous just played a TVP. He's all warmed up.
Absolutely. I mean, both players here should be pretty darn warmed up. Playing a 3-game series there. You know, getting your timings down, getting your scouting down. Should be ready to rock on both sides here.
Yeah, we've had a few people use that Matcherino coupon code. However, there's many more of those to go. So the link is in the announcement there. If you click on that, click claim code, it adds money to the prize pool for free for these players. And then, of course, if you're just tuning in for the first time on the SOOP platform, make sure to get your username, make your account. Then you can leave a like on the stream, follow the channel, and get to explore the new platform, as I will say it is a vast, vast improvement.
It is. It is so much newer and shinier and easier to use and not as glitchy. It's great.
Yeah, it does not look like it's from the late 2000s, unlike the previous site. Had a few remnants of that. Okay, Adept moves on in. Gonna try and grab that SCV. Unfortunate positioning on that worker. The Adept, however, does have to shade on out of there. The Scout, though, was very big for SKillous. Sees the command center timing. Knows he's not being just one-based into oblivion. Sees the rack, sees the factory. He's in a great spot.
Yeah, everything's fine on both sides. We're happily macroing up. Warping in a robo here is Spirit. Reaper not getting a lot done when there's a Stalker at the top there, ready to meet him when he shows up.
SKillous right now is saying, oh yeah, it's all coming together, as he's got his blink on the way, couple extra gateways. I really like the choice to go for the 3 gates prior to taking his Nexus, as it is Spirit, so you gotta be on the defensive. In comes a Widow Mine drop. 1 mine burrows, 2nd mine burrows.
And sacrificing 1 probe each. Oh! 4?
Oh, pardon me. Was there a Liberator? Or did the Reaper got 2 probes during that, I believe. Yeah. 4 workers died in total, however, the Reaper must have jumped into that main base and actually got as much work done as 2 Widow Mines, so well done to the Reaper. Pardon my observing. You guys can make an account on SOOP and let me know how terrible it is.
Man, I thought SKillous had messed up and had an extra couple probes get hit by that Widowmine we were looking at, but no, that's crazy. All right, so sure, good stuff. Good Widowmine drop, I guess. Not bad. Spirit's like, let's follow that out. Little Marine take action here.
This is
dodging the Scout too.
This is so risky from Spirit. He's moving out against a Protoss that has Blink now. Randomly sieges up his tank. What's he waiting for? Okay, out comes SKillous with his stalkers. Tank gets a shot off, so nice positioning by Spirit to get those shots off prior to being scouted. SKillous actually just up and cancels the third Nexus, which is impressive that Spirit's been able to wrangle this. I'm still a little bit worried for Spirit, though, like...
Oh, Widowmine gets another couple probes in there.
Yeah, there was a Liberator in there, too.
Oh, all right. Spirit coming at the Protoss with different angles is fantastic. SKillous says, let's go. I'm gonna
Spirit needs to go home. The Stalkers are coming, buddy. He sieges the tank, but he's got basically nothing else back at home now. Spirit's being forced into a pseudo base trade. However, there is an Immortal and a shield battery there. And, oh man, Spirit's hard work in the early game is all of a sudden being neutralized. I was worried about this positioning, and I think we're starting to see it. He almost grabs the Immortal. He actually does get it. The high damage from the tanks paying off. The Widowmine going to now boost in. Can it get dropped? Looks like that's on the cards.
Yeah, blinking on top of that tank. Very nicely done on defense. So both players kind of shutting it down.
Yes.
Cleaning it up on either side of the map here. Although it is a 37-16 armies situation advantage for SKillous right now. He's on the counterattack. Worker count about even, and SKillous is in an okay spot.
Yeah, I think SKillous could potentially just kill Spirit on his side of the map. There is the one siege tank, which is oh so important. He's actually just going to go for the blink. However, he doesn't get the tank in one volley. He gets it now, though. The bunker is still building, but is there going to be any units left to get inside that thing? Looks like the answer is going to be maybe like 1 or 2 Marines. SCVs are hugging the Stalkers, but they're going to be able to blink again in just a second. And Spirit is a dead man.
Yeah, these Stalkers deep in his house. Tank pops out, dies immediately. Stim getting denied. Oh, it is. It's denied with like 6 seconds to go. That hurts. I mean, not that it would have been able to hold anyway, but man, SCVs are fighting hard here. And SKillous today. Goodness gracious.
GG.
Woo-hoo.
That was
awesome. That was really impressive stuff, man. Spirit shows up, cancels the third base, deals with the aggression, counterattacks, gets a ton of damage done. When everything settles and it feels like we're ready to just kind of chill for a minute, no, he sends his Blink Stalkers across, catches Spirit in a vulnerable spot, and wipes him out. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that was unfortunately terrible for Spirit. Like, I know they say don't base trade a Terran, but don't base trade a Protoss that has Blink when you don't have Stim and Medivacs.
Right. If your Stim isn't done, oh, everything is different.
Like, I liked the opening for Spirit. He got lots of damage here and there. That would have set him up to be in a good position if he'd pulled those 10 tanks and 2 Marines home earlier. But anyway, what's done is done. We got a full best of 7, well, almost a full best of 7 ahead of us.
We are prepared for a best of 7.
Yes, we have some more Starcraft coming.
Boof, boof. All right, Site Delta, we're ready to go. Top left, it's Spirit. We haven't got a single late game from this dude today.
No, and in the bottom right, it's SKillous.
I mean, no late games from SKillous either, to be fair. So both these players are just like, you know, TVP. Short matchup on average, I'd say. Not the shortest. I think ZVZ is probably the shortest matchup in Starcraft 2, but hard to beat that. But yeah, TVP, man, it is hard to find a TVP in a professional tournament environment that went longer than like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's really true.
There's so many ways to kill the other player in the first 10 minutes that making it to 15 is just a tough act.
I guess it's just because, like, players tend to be aggressive because it's so hard to defend in this matchup.
Yeah, shield batteries notwithstanding, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, probe comes on in. They've actually been a nuisance for SKillous all day.
I mean, it's just the life, you know? Terrans are used to it. They've been harassed by probes since the beginning of time.
Marine is out.
Mules getting called down, as is their nature. And yeah, probe gets home after successfully scouting and harassing and is ready to get back to work doing something a little bit less dangerous, but I don't know, Widow Mines tend to show up in a couple minutes, so maybe it's not that safe after all.
Yeah. There's always some harassment that the Terran can get done. We are on Spirit's map pick once again, as he did lose that previous match, so he should be comfortable here on Site Delta. SKillous is pivoting this match, gonna go for the Stargate instead of the Blink, which, I mean, Spirit has mine dropped once, so Phoenix wouldn't be bad against that.
Hey, first Cyclone of the day in production.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that.
Haven't seen a single one yet.
The Terrans have been all about the tanks and losing instead.
Making tanks right into losing. And there's an Oracle coming in, but I don't know if you want to send the Oracle in when there's a Cyclone on the map. Like, there's just no reason. Unless the Cyclone's not in the base, in which case, never mind, but I don't know. All right, fine. Let the Oracle finish. Revelation's still good, but man, it is impossible to dive into a Terran base when there's a Cyclone sitting there and get anything done.
It's true. The Cyclones don't kill the Oracles as much as they used to, but they definitely still zone them out.
Right. There's just no reason to go in there still.
Looks like SKillous is aiming to get up a third base. He's got the Twilight Council about to finish up. I'm willing to bet it's going to be Charge again. Am I wrong? No. It's not too surprising. The Protoss doesn't have any other gases, so he's going to be playing a heavy gateway style. The Oracle did go in.
Yeah, it did go in. Tossed the
Got-
Revelation down.
Nothing done, as you said.
Yep. But hey, you can watch the Terran base for another 20 seconds. That's cool.
It is, actually. Like, it really helps the Protoss get ready for what's coming his way. Seeing the three racks. Spirit a little bit short on gas to start up that second Medivac. That's on the way now. Very important that it is too. Great Revelation once more by SKillous. Man, do you remember when Revelation lasted like a decade? It just never went away.
Yeah. Felt like you'd watch the Revelation go down, go watch 2 battles, and come back, and Revelation is still up. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, Protoss can still constantly use Revelation. Just before it was like, it would last 60 seconds and cost like, I don't know, like 50 energy or something. Now
Right.
now they at least have to be microing it a bit, but this has allowed SKillous to get the jump on Spirit. Once again, the Terran in this tournament finds himself fighting a bunch of Zealots. Guardian Shield, +1 not yet done. Spirit does micro that okay, however his Marines were without medevac support, getting zoned out by the Phoenix. The Terran has more bio coming out, however, there is more Zealots crossing the map too, and the Terran just got wiped.
Wow. SKillous is on fire today.
Spirit's like, okay, I need a wall, give me a third command center. Good Widow Mine connections. The mines do not unburrow, so they shall be killed off.
Yeah, Spirit's like, hard wall, hard wall. There are charge lots out on the map. Let's make sure they can't get inside the house. Phoenix do swing into the main base a little bit, but not much they can do out there. It's just a couple of them. Plus, they've taken hits from that Widow Mine.
Yeah, that was a great trade by the Protoss.
Phoenix scouting out, seeing what's going on.
They see a distinct lack of stuff for the Terran, and they're like, okay, there's some medivacs out here somewhere, so Spirit does have this drop, gets scouted.
Having to unload before you get halfway across the map sucks. Did they kill the SCV building the command center?
They did indeed, and Spirit has yet to resume that. There we go.
Spirit.
And pro gamers are so good these days. There'd be times in which you'd be watching a pro gamer and be like, all right, as long as he gets an SCV on that thing in the next minute, he'll be okay. But now it's just like, oh, if they don't do something in like 2 seconds, you start to wonder.
Yep. Are you okay? Ghost Academy. Hooray. I'm going to Ghost Academy for the first time today, too.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that against a mass gateway style by the Protoss. Spirit is moving out once more. It's going to be risky. Supplies look even, however, it's a bit deceiving when it's 24 Marines against 15 Zealots.
Yeah, the Widow Mines are going to have to thin out this Zealot count in order to make this remotely viable.
SKillous does have a 4th base up now, so he's going to be able to just make oh so much stuff. This is allowing him to also tech out into a second robo facility, getting the robo bay on the way. Protoss love nothing more than to safely get up double Colossus production.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Ghosts are in production. Some really sick EMPs might be able to make this work for Spirit. The Widow Mine shots and the EMPs together could turn this into a situation where he might be okay.
There could be a really nice timing here by Spirit with an EMP. All the mines are in medivacs, actually, but oh my gosh, once again, SKillous jumps on and god-tier force field catches so many of the Marines. Fortunately for the Terran, +1 was not yet done for the toss, so the Marines actually survived a little bit there. Lots of mines here for the Terran. He's going to try and push still, despite that poor first engagement. He's got one ghost in this army, make that no ghost, but however, reinforcing ones do come in. Zealots surging forward, eating lots and lots of Widow Mines. So many Widow Mines. EMPs going down as well.
There's a counterattack of charge lots on the other side that's killing all the SCVs.
They have killed all the SCVs, pardon my observing.
Yeah, not great, Bob. Not great. Trying to snipe those Zealots to clear them out with the ghosts. It's tough. Oh, man. 70 to 37 workers here. But army value, I don't know. Spirit might be able to kill this base. Killing a bunch of probes here, too. But gosh, his SCV count is just getting absolutely murked.
Yeah, and oh, his natural command center.
Good lift. That thing is burning down. It needs some attention immediately. Zealots into 3rd base, too. It is just a bloodbath. Spirit's down to 20 SCVs here at 10 minutes. He does have the army advantage, but like,
oh my gosh,
busting up against 2 Colossus.
He's going for it, the madman. However, most of his army is in Widow Mines and ghosts.
Yeah. Shield battery gets targeted. He recalls the Colossus from the natural to the 3rd base, which is hilarious. He is going to get... No, he doesn't get the Colossus. The micro is too good. He has to fall back, but his economy is in shambles.
Spirit has a burning command center, a bunch of Zealots in his main base, and he's not actually floating that orbital, so it's probably going to die. He's just going to be hoping for one good fight, and he may get it. He's got a boatload of medivacs still to support this bio. He's got an upgrade lead. The Colossus are injured. He finally picks off 2 of them. There's another one that just popped out, though, so that's a Terran's nightmare, and SKillous has got this one in the bag.
Yeah,
GG.
Good call. GG. I thought when he popped those 2 Colossus, maybe he'd be able to pull it out, but no. Another Colossus comes in from that natural base, gets a ton of work done there. Ghost getting hit. by the Colossus Beams, and that is a GG for sure. So game 2 in the bag. SKillous today, man, making Protoss look unstoppable. Protoss fans everywhere cheering wildly.
He woke up this morning and decided to be a PvT beast.
Without a doubt. I mean, that is kind of sometimes how matchups work. You know, when we're watching the highest level of Starcraft, it can be difficult to say, or it's difficult to feel like it's balanced, right? Like Protoss hasn't won a premier tournament in like 2 years now. But, you know, you get down to the lower levels, you get into the lower GM, lower sections and tiers of a Ligielac, or even like going down to Diamond, giving you an entirely different animal, where PvT is a much different matchup. So, I mean, PvZ was that way for a long time too, and still kind of is. You know, in the lower leagues, Masters, the lower GM, Protoss is insanely powerful in PvZ, but then you get up to the highest levels and suddenly they can't get anything done against the best Terrans and Zergs in the world. So let's head on over to Alcyone for our next match. And next map, again, so far SKillous representing Team Liquid very well today.
Yeah. SKillous is looking like a beast. And I'm not sure what Spirit needs to do differently there. Just, I mean, not get caught off guard by all those zealots. I guess.
Right?
Like, SKillous has done a really great job being the initiator on the engagements today, because, like, the weakness of that mass zealot style is when the Terran starts the engagement, starts kiting back. SKillous is the one starting the engagement, so the Terran has no choice but to just run. And yeah, it's been great.
You can get chased. Yeah.
Okay. In the top right-hand side of the map, representing Navi, it's Spirit.
And in the bottom left of Alcyone, Team Liquid's SKillous has not dropped a map today. He is looking abjectly terrifying. Let's see if we can keep that going here.
Yeah, Alcyone, a much bigger map. You do have that Xel'Naga in the center. Ooh. This probe's path is looking a little sus, but just taking the long way around. If you want to know the how my life is, I'm just so I converted my Spotify top, like, you know how Spotify does the Wrapped, like top 100 songs.
Yeah.
I converted it into MP3s and put it in my car. Just because that's how my car plays music. Like, I can't do Bluetooth or anything, but I can plug in USB sticks with MP3s.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I'll just be driving along, and then randomly, like, Terran 1 or Protoss Defeat will come on.
Yes! I need to do this. You've inspired me.
And it's just so random, because, like, there's thousands of songs out there that all of a sudden I'll just be like, oh boy. Driving home from work, and all of a sudden Zerg
Jam.
Victory comes on, and I'm like, oh.
You know, I like it. That's gotta make your day just a little bit better.
It does. It makes me laugh every time.
Okay, well, trying to see anything weird here. Twilight Council is coming up. Traditionally, this is Blink, but man, SKillous today has been going for that charge. He has cracked some kind of a code here, at least against Spirit, where charge lots are incredible. But he does go for Blink this time. Not that he can't get charged later, obviously, but...
Yeah, I like this choice on Alcyone.
Dude, can you imagine if upgrades were a choice? Like, you could get Blink or Charge. You could get Stim or Combat Shield.
That would be interesting.
That would make the game really interesting.
What race do you think would be the worst because of it?
Because they had to choose. That's a great question. Probably Protoss? I just think Stalkers without Blink kind of suck and Zealots without Charge kind of suck. So, like, if either of those units are garbage, then you're going to have a hard winning games. Because, like, choosing, like, Hydras for Zerg, right? Range or speed, you know?
Yeah, Zerg would be the best because they don't have a lot of, like, overlapping upgrades.
Yeah.
I guess in the late game, they'd have to give up adrenal glands on Lings.
Ooh, Lings without speed or adrenal. Choosing there would be impossible. That's a good one. Ultralisks without chitinous plating or anabolic synthesis. Not that Ultralisks are really good in the current meta, but... What else? What does Terran even have other than Stim and Combat Shield and Concussive Shell? Oh, we got one. Man, we're having a hard time keeping up, too.
Oh, Raven gets caught. It will survive, though. Surprised he didn't throw down a turret and panic. Very reserved by Spirit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Another attempt with the Widowmine to go into that mineral line. Gonna burrow that. SKillous pulls workers. Still gonna lose just one.
Yeah, so 5 total.
An observer is providing vision to the Protoss, so he can blink up with those stalkers. It is literally just 3 stalkers, though, so the damage will be negligible. If he does get that reactor, that would be nice, and he does get the cancel. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's actually trying to get another one. That is such a pain for the Terran. Those take years to build.
And getting the cancel is just as good as a kill there, because, yeah, rebuilding it takes a year. Oh, SKillous. It's the harassment, it's the engagements, it's the decision-making. All of it is so good.
It is kind of funny how like, reactors seem to take years to build when it's just 36 seconds.
Right.
Or 36 seconds. It's just the tech labs build so fast that it seems slow.
Yeah, comparatively, it seems like it takes forever. It's a fast-paced game. Starcraft is. Alright, SKillous is like, cool, I'll keep some pressure on you. Gonna throw up a Robo Bay back home. Those Colossus pretty well for me last game. And let's see how high your Marauder count is if you're trying to deal with the Colossus. And maybe a timing to hit before Colossus are available. Here is Spirit. Stalker Seed immediately.
Oh my gosh, the micro. Medivac saving Marines.
Yeah, Blink Stalkers in the hand of an elite Protoss player are insanely annoying to deal with. Just can never quite get them to hold still long enough to kill them.
Raven goes on in once more, tosses down an auto turret, gets 2 kills. So far 10 probes have died, not a huge amount, not insignificant though. SKillous once again is out on the map. Potentially looking to be the one to start the engagement. He sends a few zealots to the top, probably just for a counterattack though, as he doesn't actually have all that much stuff yet.
Zealots are so zippy. Zip, 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 zip. And they are getting inside the natural base. Good luck, everybody.
Oh man.
Oh gosh, Marauders, no chance. Getting top of the SCVs here. Spirit, is he going back? He is. He's decided to come back and deal with this. Brings the whole army to deal with it. Buying Skillous more time to get extended Thermal Lance out. This is just beautiful stuff. I don't think he even needed to send the army home. I think he had enough to deal with it, just coming out of the barracks. Eventually, these guys are used to kill 2 Zealots. That is not... doesn't make any sense.
That's unfortunate for Spirit. He had 2 Widow Mines set up, but only 1 went off. He's now potentially going to get a little supply blocked, as some of his depots building were delayed. He's going to resume that now. I think we're going to need to see a 4th and probably a 2nd starport from the Terran go up now, as he missed the timing attack. He's going to be against a Protoss playing with at least 2 Colossus when he fights. And yeah, I think he's going to need some Vikings in this game.
Sure is looking like it.
Supply is still pretty darn good for the Terran, though. He's going up a ramp. He's got his siege tanks doing what they do best in sieging.
Yeah, force fields. Spirit decides to go through the tiny choke there. Kind of works out for him. Extended Thermal Lance is now done, which is massive. Is that the 3rd Colossus in production here? What is there? More Zealots?
Oh,
more
of course
Zealots!
there is.
Of course there are. Why would there not be more Zealots? Warp Prism this time. You thought you had a hard wall. Too bad. Your more Warp Prism doesn't care about your wall. Colossus, Extended Thermal Lance. Doesn't like it though. Skillous. Kiting. Trying to force field a little bit here. Not quite as many as he wanted. An Immortal gets picked off. Shield Battery Overcharge might need a pop here, but no, doesn't pop it early. But this is just murderous. Ghosts are dying as they come out of the racks. They're getting EMPs off and getting murdered.
This is looking similar to game number 1. We're seeing Spirit attack on in towards the 4th. Widow Mines do clear out the Zealots. Tanks are shooting away. There is that battery overcharge. That gets targeted down. Spirit doesn't have the sustain to take this out. No GG as he leaves the game.
You cannot be a happy camper right now. 3 games in a row here against a Protoss where it feels like he's just got Zealots in your base constantly. And he's holding on the other end too. How is this possible? Protoss is bullcrap, guys.
Yeah, it's 2024 and Terrans are still being surprised by Zealot run-bys when they move out.
Tragically, yes. So GG, man. Skillous, who has not dropped a map today, has just been treating Terran like they are, I don't know, made out of tissue paper. Just something he runs through easily.
Yeah.
It is not fun.
It's been a stomp so far. And it's up to Spirit to bring it back.
It is. He's great. I mean, he's getting his ghosts out here, but not quite in positions he wants them to be in, especially in that last game.
No, like...
Pop out of a racks at his Zealots punching you in the face immediately.
The first Zealot run-by was acceptable. Like, okay, he had to pull back. He dealt with it. And then he had a decent army to make an attack happen. He just wasn't prepared for yet another Zealot attack with a Prism.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, he hardwalled his front. He's like, okay, they're not coming in the front door.
He did, yeah.
But then...
I don't know. You just need, like, a bunker, or you need something as the Terran. Like, you can't just be like, maybe this time the Protoss won't run in with a bunch of Zealots or bring a Prism. Is this Skillous' first event?
Ooh.
Well, that's...
With us?
I think he might have played in one a long time ago.
I can take a look.
Anyway, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to the SOOP Starcraft Global. This is our second event on the new platform, and so far I think we've had 0 lag. Everything loads very quickly. And yeah, it has been great so far, so make sure to do make an account on the platform, as we will be doing these in the future. So
yeah, dude, so Skillous, yeah, he played in 2019 and got 4th place in a group with Denver, Zanster, and Kellizer.
Man,
And
we've been doing these
then-
a long time.
Yeah, and then he came back in 2020 in a 2v2 Africa World. Paired up with Clem and got 4th place there too. So he doesn't have good memories of doing Africa Worlds, but he is looking on fire today.
To be fair, he has got a lot better in the past 5 years.
Yes, it's a long time since 2019 and 2020.
We may have to do another 2v2 cup soon. That was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Would everyone like a 2v2 cup? Let us know.
Uh-huh.
All right. In the top left-hand side of the map, he's been having a real rough time. It's Spirit.
And in the bottom right, he's looking good. It's SKillous.
Yeah, if SKillous wins this map, it will definitely be one of our shorter events. Which is not necessarily what I expected. I mean, I expected Wayne and Spirit to be a little bit longer. SKillous versus Future, yeah. But I expected this to be more of an evenly matched series. Okay. Probe is harassing once more. Now would be the perfect time for SKillous to use a spray to maximize the tilt.
Oh no. Oh no. Alright, SKillous. You got any tricks up your sleeve? No reason to really change it. Charge lots, Colossus, Immortals. More charge lots. CC inside the main from Spirit.
Yeah, which, I mean, I guess is just a safe way to play. I guess maybe SKillous does, like, multiple gateway stuff sometimes. Yeah, I may see if we can, maybe not the next event, because I think it'll be a Korean event, but our next EU event, I think we'll see if we can do a 2v2.
Yeah. Got my full support. Let's do it. Oh, Cyclone versus Adapt. Not a fun fight for the Adapt. Goodbye.
Spirit currently going for a 1-1-1. Probably building into a push.
Yes, indeed. As he starts moving out, Marines, Cyclone, Medevac on the follow-up, Siege Tank on the follow-up.
He's in a very difficult spot in the series. This doesn't surprise me at all that he's like going for something so aggressive. SKillous, though, starting to move out with his Stalkers. Could actually get caught a little bit. However, Spirit not quite in position for that. Now he's going to hide in the bushes.
Yeah, using that vision obstruction to his advantage. Very smart stuff.
Blink will be done momentarily. However, the Medivac now joins up with this, which is going to allow Spirit to micro some of these units, keep them alive. The tank is the important tool for the Terran. The Cyclone A bit of a sponge can be picked up potentially. However, now the tank being targeted does pick off one Stalker, but it's just Marines against Stalkers now. A blink onto the Medivac does not get a single volley off, so Spirit unloads inside the main base. He's got a Liberator on the way behind this. However, he is still quite committed to this attack, and there's no doubt that this will be cleaned on up.
Yeah, there's just no going home for any of these guys. Oh, survive inside that Medivac, enough dead airspace to hide back there. So 3 probes die, otherwise pretty darn well held there by SKillous, but that's what we've been seeing from him today.
Mm-hmm. SKillous has not really been caught off guard this series, and there's a reason why he went for that blink opening. It is a great opening when it comes to deflecting Terran aggression. We see Spirit reacting to the fact that his attack failed. It's a rough spot to be in. As the Terran, you do not have stim. Your extra racks are just getting on the way up. I'd even love a bunker inside the main base. He's got this cool wall going up for now. Siege tank shoots away at a Stalker. 2 SCVs perish.
Yeah, a little bit of worker death on both sides here. Liberator shows up, gets a couple, 3 more probe kills. Not bad. So yeah, Spirit given as good as he gets here in the first 5 minutes of the game. That's a good sign.
Yeah, 3rd command center is on the way for the Terran now. Reasonably timed. He's building up tanks. I love this wall from Spirit. It's been one of the big adaptations in his play that we've seen from him in the last Afrika World. That allowed him to shut down the Stalker aggression easier. This time, SKillous has been a nuisance with the Prism. But, yeah, this is looking like Spirit's more on form than the previous matches. Liberator stayed alive, which is nice. Just the fact that that can be out on the map and always threatening, as opposed to just getting cleaned up and giving the Protoss peace of mind.
War Prism represents infinite Zealots and Stalkers. And Adepts. Usually not those in this matchup,
returning Liberator gets picked off by SKillous. That is a really nice find.
That's a sick move for sure. Stalkers are like, I know you got tanks in here, so we're not going to go too deep, but sure, kill some SCVs, building barracks, the delay. Okay, barracks does finish there. Need to finish that barracks, sir. And just blink Stalkers, like I said. Harassment tools in the hands of someone who knows how to use them.
Spirit looking for a grab on the Prism. He almost gets it.
But SKillous' reaction time too good. Plus the reaction and Medivac.
Oh my gosh. He saves every Stalker, saves the Prism, almost kills the Medivac. He's had perfect vision on the Terran with this Observer too. And so he knows what's coming his way. It's just a matter of being ready for it. He's got 1 battery at his natural base. He's got a couple of sentries, and he's moving to intercept this. SKillous currently has 5 gateways, so he can warp in 5 charge lots at a time.
Extended Thermal Lance finishing up in about 10 seconds here. 15 seconds, my bad.
Oh, wow. SKillous, once
Forces
again.
the siege up outside, yeah.
He was looking to start the engagement there. If it looked good enough, he would have gone in. Instead, this is going to be the fight that happens. The tanks do get sieged up a little bit late, so the Terran lost a bit of buffer. However, 4 tanks is very formidable. We see the Zealot warp in once more.
Where are they going to go? They're going to go attack or defend?
They're going to attack.
Thought about defending, now they're attacking.
Okay, Spirit does have a decent number of units back at home this time to defend. He's finally learned his lesson.
Charge lots into the 3rd base response. There you go. There's the response. Stimming to try to deal with that. SKillous holding on the other side, making more charge lots, making more immortals here. SCVs are starting to fall in just disturbing numbers, but there is enough to hold on the other side. This 3rd base taking some direct damage. I don't know if SKillous is going to just straight up sack that or what, but
no, he's going for the fight.
Oh, he goes for the fight. Tried to save it. Can't save it. Is forced to fall back anyway.
Yeah, the Nexus did go down. We're seeing the downside of these Zealot Warpins for SKillous. He didn't have as many units to defend, so Spirit was able to get that Nexus. He got out with all of his army, And as long as he can reestablish his mining reasonably, the turret gonna shoot at the prism. If the prism goes down, that's huge, and it does. Nice recall by SKillous, however. This is giving Spirit new life in this series, though, as he's in a good spot. The Protoss' economy is garbage.
Not looking great. I mean, yeah, 63 probes, but only 2 Nexuses is horrendous. Obviously, building a new one, adding more Colossus into the mix, getting upgrades is going to be nice here for his dudes. Vikings being double pumped here from Spirit on the follow-up. +1/+1 is done for Spirit, so massive upgrade advantage for at least the next 20 seconds or so. I don't know if it's going to be available in this next attack or not.
No new Prism has been produced, however, SKillous is not giving up on the Zealot run-bys. He's got 5 queued up. Spirit has wisely been keeping his production rallies back at home so he can intercept this. And now he's looking to take a fight against the Protoss. Okay, in go the Zealots, 2 to the natural, 3 to the third. There is a bunker at the third, fully loaded as well. That's going to be huge to keep Spirit's mining going. And all of a sudden, the games look a lot better for the Terran when he's not just dying to Zealot counters.
Turns out.
The tank count is looking really good for the Terran. 1 disruptor is in the mix for SKillous. However, that engagement was quite a commitment, and as a result, he's going to lose that disruptor. He loses a Colossus. There's still a couple tanks for the Terran, too.
Yeah, he was almost within range of that shield battery to heal up that Colossus, but it does go down. More disruptors being added instead of Colossus here. 4th base coming in from SKillous. Long distance mining from it as well, and the siege tanks are just like no-go zones here. Yeah, nice pullback on the disruptor. Another disruptor shoots zones out. Shield battery overcharge is popped to heal up that Colossus more quickly, but I'm not sure how much more value it's going to get. Does Spirit know there's a 4th base he can go harass? I think he's going to check. No, it doesn't check down that way. I'm not sure if that's a checking or... Now it is. Now it's a check.
Yeah, that's big.
That base is in a lot of trouble.
Vikings do sack themselves. However, they do get one of the Colossus. Spirit coming in with more bio, and his economy is, once again, looking decent, although he didn't kill off the 4th base of the Protoss.
No, that would have been massive for him, but at the end of the day, SKillous is on 4 bases and Spirit's on 3.
Zoning Novas getting tossed out. Spirit's medivacs are working double time, however the bio is so stimmed. They're actually having a hard time healing it. The ghosts are really important in this. And man, the clutch observers for SKillous this game, giving him total vision. Time and time again.
Helping immensely. See how many reinforcements are coming, what the composition is. Zealots jump on top of 2 tanks go down here. Vikings are going to die after getting a bunch of shots on Colossus, but now they're gone. Colossus is still alive. It won that battle. Disruptor Nova is being dodged pretty ably. Maybe 1 or 2 Marauders have died here, but on the other end, an Immortal is saved. Disruptor, no connection there either. Again, Terran, it's annoying to micro against those Disruptors, but the good ones are good at it.
Yeah, and Spirit stimmed so much that once again his bio cannot be fully healed, even with 2 additional medivacs that he's produced. SKillous tries to get a pounce, however the Zealots eat so much EMP so they will melt. However, he's still confident seeing how red that bio is. He's going to chase Spirit home, grabs a couple of ghosts at least. That's, I think, 3 ghosts just about that died, actually only 2. Still, though, SKillous playing a great defense.
Expanding again to a 5th base down on the bottom side of the map here, about a, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock position. Zealot scouting in, see what's going on. Spirit's 4th base is happily rolling, and this is like the true first late game we've had today.
Yeah, I think this is the longest game of the day, going 13 minutes, and that is really saying something.
Says PVT is not a long matchup, is what it says. Yeah, if this one gets to 15, it's going to be like one of the longer PVTs ever played this level in 2024.
Nexus does get cancelled, however it is just the 5th, so not too critical. Viking working away on the 1 Colossus. The Colossus does perish, all the while disruptors are going off. Spirit tried to micro his best, however his best may not have been good enough as SKillous has the larger army and forces the Terran to retreat. And Spirit really doesn't have that much at all at this point. The 2-2 really shone through for the Protoss in that engagement.
Yeah, upgrades matter, as always. 2-2's on the way here from Spirit, but I mean, not quite ready to rock yet, and 3-3 is well on its way for SKillous here. So Spirit's fallen back.
Oh man, these observers.
Yeah, the fact that Spirit hasn't picked out either of them is really problematic for him.
Base is under attack.
Disruptor shot says no connections. But keeping the Terran away. They want to jump on this, but there's too many disruptors. It's not possible. Bunker gets targeted down. Once again, Disruptor says you can't jump on this.
Oh, that's
he is
so frustrating.
Zoning away the Terran. Oh, blink forward usually means the Protoss smells blood. Army value 90 to 60 here. Third base goes down. Fourth base is under attack too by something. Not much, I don't think. But yeah, it was a planetary, so not much can do that. Disruptor gets sniped. Not a lot of Terran here though.
Yeah.
Blinking in again. Marauders and Ghosts against Stalkers. Not the greatest fight in these numbers, and is looking like a 4-0 here for SKillous.
Yeah, Spirit can maybe pull the boys, but he doesn't even bother. And GG, SKillous just crushes the SOOP Starcraft Global #2 with 7-0 against Terrans.
Yeah, just does not drop a map. Undefeated. His PVT is looking absolutely insanely strong right now. Do not want to run up against Skillous on the ladder if you're a Terran these days. Woo.
No, you do not. That was a great match. Yeah, I mean, Spirit looked better in that final match. However, even if you're looking like a decent Terran, it still takes more than that to kill Skillous.
Without a doubt. I mean, there were a couple times it looked like he was in a ton of trouble. Without a doubt. He was defending with barely anything at all, but great micro in every engagement. The shield batteries were fantastic. Overcharge popping was fantastic as well. He loses his third and then double expands to make up for it. Just beautiful, beautiful Protoss play here today.
Yeah. And thanks so much to everyone who tuned in for this event. It was a great one, as always, even though it was a stomp. And we'll be back in roughly 2 weeks. It's looking like it'll be a Korean-based event, so probably in the evening. And then I think we will plan on trying to get a 2v2 going with some of these players, assuming there's some players that want to play 2v2. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, we'll be here in a couple of weeks. Give us a follow out on the X, and you'll see when the next one is. So thanks again for being here. Just a great display of Protoss for you Protoss fans, and we will catch you in 14 days.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.